All right, guys, this story is developing now. Pete Davidson has shared an intimate post with his 2.4 million Instagram followers saying in part, quote, "I've been getting online bullied and in public by people for 9 months. I've spoken about BPD and being suicidal publicly only in the hopes that it will help bring awareness and help kids like myself who don't want to be on this earth. No matter how hard the internet or anyone tries to make me kill myself, I won't. I'm upset I even have to say all of this to all those holding me down and seeing this for what it is. I see you and I love you."
Wow, that was very deep. Here with us now to dive deeper into this and to give us some insight into the struggles of depression and cyberbullying is Dr. Drew Pinsky. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Boy, my pleasure. My privilege.
Well, when I read the note, there's one thing I want to point out. Can we pull the note back up really quick? There's 2 sentences actually that stuck out to me. While they get that together, there's actually right here. Okay, so when he says, I've spoken about BPD and being suicidal publicly only in the hopes that it will help bring awareness and help kids like myself who don't want to be on this earth. That who don't want to be on this earth stuck out to me. And also, no matter how hard the internet or anyone tries to make me kill myself, I won't.
Okay.
Did any of that raise concern for you?
It didn't really raise concern for me, but it suggests he may be chronically suicidal, right? I don't want to be on this earth is sort of a feeling that people have when they are chronically depressed, chronically suicidal. I'm assuming when he says BPD, he means bipolar disorder and not borderline personality disorder, which struck me as first another possibility. Those people with that disorder often feel self-destructive and feel that way as well. And to me, this was an extremely courageous note. It was spot on in terms of, I mean, a very short message. I thought he delivered a punch. He's saying, look, bipolar disorder is associated with depression. It makes you feel suicidal, and I wanted to let other people know they weren't alone. I mean, God bless him for doing that. And then he goes on to say, no matter how you bully me, it's not going to destabilize me so much that I will carry out something silly, which it means he has a lot of insight and understanding of his condition.
It seems to me like he's kind of in the crosshairs of 2 things that are very dangerous, which is like mental health issues and then also cyberbullying.
Yeah, they are, and of course they cross over. Just to clarify, I mean, there's 2 different kinds of bipolar disorders, bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. One is more severe, associated with mania. The other is associated with hypomania. I don't know which he has. We don't know, but both, are associated with suicidality. One of the strange little quirks of bipolar 1 is you're more likely to kill yourself when you're manic than when you're depressed. A lot of people don't realize that. On an up, they can impulsively do something awful. And then cyberbullying. Cyberbullying, of course, is something we all, I bet you guys get cyberbullied. I mean, I get the ridiculous stuff. I would like to see us all begin to take legal action on some of these people because I really do believe it's, something's got to get control of this. These people need to be put on notice. They actually harm people. If somebody was not as enlightened as Pete is, they could have become unstable. There are many, there's so many different kinds of mental health disorders that can be adversely affected by not just cyberbullying, but even just the time we spend on screens is not healthy for us.
When do you think it goes, or does it ever go? Is someone just writing something mean into becoming cyberbullying? What do you think that line is, or is this a big gray area and it depends on who's receiving?
An easy line is when I intend to harm somebody. If I intend I intend to make them uncomfortable. Or if I would even say it's even when I don't even take into consideration what your feelings are when I say what I say. That's enough for me. And if it's somebody who has a sense of sensitivity to the environment, I mean,
like a Pete Davidson,
or just an adolescent. Imagine, you guys remember what that was like. It's very unpleasant. Imagine trying to grow up with that all the time. Now, it really we have to somehow contain ourselves. I'm really unhappy with how people are behaving online. It's atrocious. It's actually harming people, and we're sitting back and allowing this. We have to do something.
Well, we can only assume Pete Davidson is also in a unique spot just because of the timing of this whole thing, right? Obviously, his ex-girlfriend had a video that got 43-something million views, and their relationship sort of being a fresh breakup. We don't know the inside workings of that relationship, but I can only imagine the scrutiny that he would be under now, being at almost an all-time high.
Well, so they're envious that he's with Ariana Grande, right? That's their first position. Then the next position is, oh, good. Now I can act my envy out on you and really take you down. You understand one of the most destructive human emotions is envy, right? Envy is not jealousy. Jealousy is you have what I want, makes me feel bad, I'd like to get it, I'm going to work hard to do it. Envy is, you've got what I want, I'm going to drag you down to my size. I'm going to destroy you for having something that I want. And that's what they're doing to Pete. And it's
envy. Ooh.
Envy, yeah. Envy is...
Don't write that down.
No, just to know it, just to know that. That's
listen,
such a great explanation.
I mean, all of the great faith-based religions, always have pointed out envy is the most destructive and horrible of sins and stuff, and we've just forgotten it. And now we're advocating envy in mob action online, and people are getting caught in the crosshairs. This is a likable dude. I mean, he's in a screen next to us here. And what are you doing when you're acting out at a guy like that? It's insanity.
Well, it seems like obviously those people that do that have issues of their own, insecurity.
But I don't know. I don't accept that. If you have issues, if you don't take care of them, or ask for community support online. That's the online can actually give you some positive feedback too. But we have to get control over this atrocious behavior and the acting out of envy, because envy is a liability of narcissism. There's been a lot of narcissism in our culture. A lot of people have narcissistic tendencies. The liability of narcissism is envy, and that you don't really appreciate other people's feelings. And if you act out envy in a mob, like people do online, watch out.
Wow.
I mean, that's what happened in France.
Mob envy.
Happened in France in 1790. It's happening here now on Twitter. It's pretty crazy.
Well, what can people do? Sometimes you can't control those people on the other side. But what can you do if you are being cyberbullied?
Sure. If you feel as helpless as they make you feel, the idea is to take action. I mean, obviously you get off the screens, for sure, do that. Secondly, you get the people around you that care about you. I mean, this is the opposite of connectivity. This is just acting out of aggression. Bringing people around that you know care about you, connecting with them, spending time with them. Another good way is to do something that fulfills you, like being of service to other people, or doing something that makes a difference for somebody else. You'd be surprised how quickly that can turn things around.
People say that, and I often don't think we give it enough credence, that like doing acts of service and doing good for other people will make you feel good about yourself.
And let me put a little fine point on that too, because people think, I'll go serve soup at a homeless shelter. Well, good, but that's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like seeing something real about you and paying homage to it in some way. Like, I notice you have this watch. I know you like watches like that. I think I know that maker, and maybe I'll get you another one.
Oh.
And you would be something genuine about you that I'm just paying service to. I'm not necessarily giving something.
Right, yeah.
But it's just paying attention to that person and really giving in a way that's meaningful to that person.
Because it also takes attention. It allows you to take the attention off of yourself.
It gets you out of your. That's right. It gets you out of your head, out of your body. If faith is another thing that people find refuge in. So faith, hope, connection, service. These are all, they've been around since the Bible, right? And guess what? Grandma knew what was right.
Always.
Always.
Very true. A question that I want to ask you. So a source tells Entertainment Tonight that Pete has joined a popular dating app and says that he, quote, wants a fresh start and that he's focusing on his self-happiness. How do you feel about this?
Just the way you said,
yeah. Well, I mean, I reacted to two things on that, much like you reacted to some of the copy that he was putting out there. One was that he said self-happiness. I really had to think, what does he really mean? He just wants to feel better, I guess. And because I'm not sure Pete really understands happiness yet for him, I bet. And that's okay. It's a process. But dating apps,
what is it, Dr. Drew?
I mean, good on him for going out and dating, right? I'm all for that. I mean, he should be going out and socializing again, but not by swiping. I don't think.
Right.
Again, back to what I said about spending time with people that actually care about you. He should, break bread with somebody and try to, be connected to somebody real, not just somebody whose image he picked up on Tinder or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That might not be the person.
What's the one was for celebrities? What's the one? What's the
I'm not gonna,
Tinder for celebrities?
You mean Raya? I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. They won't let me on there, Dr. Drew. I don't know why.
Your recommendation. I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Oh my goodness. Well, those are great points, though.
Yeah.
Really great points. And I think everybody listening or watching, take in that advice too when it comes to cyberbullying.
I hope so. And listen, it's mental health is as important as our physical health, and why we treat our brains differently than our hearts is something, or our pancreas or our elbows is bizarre to me. And when we say, it's bad, it's not good for your mental health to be the object of cyberbullying. remember, mental health is as complicated as any other physical health. So it depends on what mental health condition and how you react to it. But it is generally, we spend way too much on our screens, and generally it's not healthy for us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Drew.
Yeah, we can't say thanks enough for Dr. Drew. Thank you so much for coming to the ET Live studio. Dr. Drew, thank you very much.